see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My focus is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up.
Somebody gonna look at this thumbnail and look at the title and say, Fame, are you looking to stir the pot? You ain't gotta ask yourself that, because yes, I am. And with that said, what's going on, people? Fame and Sam here from level1gaming.com, and congratulations, you guys leveled up to 138. This is the Double XP podcast. Thank you guys for rocking with us once again. Yo, we're gonna have some fun tonight. It's a great day. It's a great week, man. We getting back to gaming. Gaming news is finally flowing again, and we got some stuff to talk about. I'm gonna get started with the introductions. We'll start with the man to my right, the man with the clamps, Citizen Snips.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry for my distracted face there. Somebody else started calling me on Discord, and I was like, I'm already in the call with y'all. Why is it ringing? That freaked me out. Yeah, it's good to be back, man. We've had another interesting week. We've actually got some gaming stuff to talk about this week, which is good. It's been a little dry spell for a while, but we got some cool stuff coming out today. Got a dope guest with us, as usual, so y'all don't have to just listen to us. But I'm looking forward to it, man. We should have a good show. Let's get into it. I'm ready.
Next up, we got my right hand man, the floor hugger with the hard R.
안녕하세요, everybody. How are you doing? Level 1 Gaming floor hugging me. I'm here to talk about some gaming, be a nerd, and talk to our guest, drop some fire memes, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Next up, DALLAZ. Man. You're doing it on purpose. You're doing it on purpose. You're doing it on purpose.
I just pause for like a random amount of time and then just say it just to see like what happens, and it always never fails. It happens. It's like we playing rock, paper, scissors, but we both just want to make that paper.
Yes, sir.
You've been waiting to put that. You were waiting to pull that one out. I could tell.
She said. So like, they got bars tonight. Y'all know how it goes. Fame out here with the thumbnail and with the title, feeling like controversy sells. But you know me, I don't want to stir the pot. I'd rather smoke it. Let's get going.
Next up, half man, half God. Demi God Reviews.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's been a while. Here to talk about games, women, and wine, and occasionally come up with the greatest opinion of all time for myself. Happy to have Spark on the podcast. What's going on, man?
Last but not least, the only person on this panel that can outgun the floor hugger, Neo Game Spark. What's up, family?
Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's up? What's up? First things first, thank you guys so much for having me on the show. Y'all might not know this if y'all are watching this right now, but it's been straight comedy, pre-show leading into this one. So yes, it is going to be a good night, and I'm happy to be on.
Yes, indeed. Now, before we get jumping into the topics, we'd like to pull back just a little bit and kind of get to know our guest. So, Neo, I got to ask you, who is Neo Game Spark? Because your first video I saw, I can't believe who shared it. I think it was maybe Rand or Kid Smooth. It was your PlayStation gamer playing Xbox for the first time video. That's how I found your channel for the first time. And I was like, I saw a backlog. And I was like, oh, this dude is legit. And I started following you on Twitter, and I've been like just in love with your content ever since. So tell us exactly who Neo Game Spark is and really how you got into doing the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, man. So my name is Neo. I've been on YouTube for, at this point, we're going on 13, 14 years. It's insane to think about that shit.
YouTube
I've been making videos since I was in early high school, and I never really got into it until I realized that there was a lot of people out there who, I guess we all shared the same opinion, and shit was cool. So it's always been, I like to call it my little video diary, where, you know, even if I don't make as much content as I used to, like back when I had free time before, you know, this wonderful thing being an adult and responsibilities and car notes and shit like that.
Yes, indeed.
It was always something I always loved having, because you can just get on here, you can talk your talk, whatever it is, whether people like it or not. It is a place for you to express yourself. And that's how it's been for the majority of time. Up until last year during the pandemic, obviously, you know, the world was shut down. The jobs that I work at, they were closed off, so they were working from home. So I had a lot more free time. I said, you know, let me get back into YouTube on a consistent basis. And that's what I did. I uploaded a video just talking about my time using the Xbox One X, because I recently purchased the console. Because, you know, when everything shut down, like, I had exhausted everything I wanted to play on my PlayStation. So I'm like, I need something else, man.
What's
Nothing's
this thing
hitting
over
right
here?
now. Yeah, like what is this? And then literally the day of, Microsoft tweeted that the One X was on sale, and I knew it was getting discontinued. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna be getting an Xbox console for a while. Let me get this one for cheap. Bought it. Did a video after a month of using it, just talk about it. Went to bed, woke up. It was at like 20,000 views, which I thought was weird. Like, okay,
where did this come from?
Yeah, like who shared this video out? I didn't think nothing of it until an hour later. I got a tweet from Major Nelson on Twitter saying, "Oh, great video by Neo GameSpark talking about using the Xbox," and I'm like, "Is he talking about me?" The fuck? So, it like how a lot of people now have gotten to know me is from that video and all the content I've been putting out since. But yeah, I mean, regardless of whether or not you got into it from the Xbox video or, you know, because I talk about anime, Kingdom Hearts, Persona. I mean,
yeah,
2 copies of Persona right there. I just love gaming, man. I love this entertainment shit. You know, it's in my blood since I came out the womb. And it's great to be amongst like-minded people like y'all, where we can just share this passion. So that's what it is for me, this time on the internet. It's just this amazing community that we formed.
Beautiful. It's crazy how one video like that can like just spark, you know, a whole new group of people coming and showing love, showing appreciation. Because you've been on like IGN a lot before, correct? Like you just like that's crazy how that one video like that, and like you wake up not even really expecting something to blow up like that. That's beautiful, man. That's the dream for most people, right? Just to be able to have content like that to make people, you know, outside of your original bubble come into your bubble, like, oh snap, like this dude's content is legit. Because like I said, I found you because of that video, and I was like, yo, like I got hooked to your channel from that point. So I'm just like all to your content. So I don't mean to sound creepy at all, but that's just the case.
Thank you. No, I noticed that when you said that's how you spark something, I'm like, whoa. At least ask me out for dinner first, bro. Come on, not on the podcast.
Hey man,
not on the podcast.
just trying to blow in your ear, dog. That's all, Paul.
Oh, we've already gone left.
Yo.
Already left. All right.
The views and opinions expressed by Fame NT2K are not necessarily that of Level 1 Game.
Oh no, baby. If I say it, Level 1 meant it, baby. That's how it go.
As the face of Level 1, I disagree.
You can be the face, long as I'm the voice. That's all. But you know,
face, voice,
and we're originally gonna play.
Sound like a sportscaster.
We're gonna play a drinking game for how many comments we get in the comment section about how beautiful Flow Hug is. But I guess he's not here today, so that's unfortunate. Maybe he'll show up at some point. We're gonna get into the first topic of the day, and it's the headlining. It was one of the biggest bits of news we've gotten in a while, because things have been dry. It's the same thing. Christmas, New Year, news is dry. Everyone's at home enjoying family. I don't really talk about video games, right? So, Bethesda, the soon-to-be Microsoft Bethesda, announced that they are making a new original Indiana Jones game. I know for a lot of people who, for some reason, are wanting to poop on the game, you got to realize that if you enjoy a game like Uncharted, then you may enjoy this type of game. Have we seen anything on it? No, but you got to be excited about machine games. If you have played any of the Wolfenstein games, that's machine games. Great games. Even though people didn't like Youngblood, I personally did like Youngblood. Great games, awesome developer. It immediately, because we know that Microsoft will be completing the Bethesda deal or ZeniMax deal this year. Immediately, people go into question: will this or will this not be a Xbox quote unquote exclusive? Even though I believe I know the answer, I'm gonna continue to troll because I think it's a funny conversation to have. But I do want to start with our guest today, Neo. First, I want to get your thoughts about, number one, them announcing the game and Machine Games being the developer, and two, your thoughts on this conversation on whether or not this would be a Xbox PC Game Pass sort of game.
All right, so as far as the announcement is concerned, I don't. The last thing I thought when I woke up on that morning was, wow, I really wish there was an Indiana Jones game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always talk about, we would love for this developer to work on this game. I mean, I think the common thing around the community is we want this developer to work on like a Spawn game or something, but Indiana Jones was never in that conversation. But I noticed something really weird, and if you guys pay attention to it, you'll see it. A lot of companies, a lot of developers in the past 2 years have been working on more licensed products. I think when Insomniac came out with Spider-Man, and the fact that it was not only a great video game, but a great Spider-Man game, that prompted a lot of people to say, okay, you know what? Let's share the love with other studios. We had IO announce that they're working on 007. Amazing. Yep. People have wanted that. And then a few days ago, Lucasfilm, like right before this, they incorporated like Lucasfilm games. So obviously, when they're doing that, you put 2 and 2 together, boom, Indiana Jones. Why they went with Indiana Jones, I don't know. But either way, I'm excited. I have no idea what this game is going to be. A lot of people speculate it's going to be like Uncharted from a first-person perspective, but it might not even be that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knew that Insomniac was going to be working on the Spider-Man game. People thought it was Sucker Punch, but
that's true.
But so we can see what they're going to do with it. Either way, I'm excited because I love these properties, and just to see people, get their own hands on adding to this lore and the mythos, that's amazing. But that's all I can really say about my excitement because we don't know anything. The whole exclusivity matter is what a lot of people have been talking about, considering we're in a really awkward time right now where Microsoft has announced their intent to purchase Bethesda, but it hasn't gone through. So everybody they want to know why they won't come out and say that all these games could be exclusive. Why does Phil Spencer kind of toe the line where he says, we'll look at it on a case-by-case basis? Phil Spencer legally cannot say that all these games are exclusive because the deal is not finalized. So the last thing they want is egg on their face at the end of the day, which I understand. But if I had to pick a side in this situation, I'd want this game to be exclusive, because what is the one thing people have been saying for the past 10 years?
Xbox got no games.
Xbox got no games. Xbox got no games. And then the first time that there is a chance that, hey, they could actually work on an interesting, compelling game that'll get people to play it, people are like, nah, it's got to be multiplayer. Which, I mean, yeah, it is technically multi-plat because it's on PC, sure. But at the end of the day, you can only play it on an Xbox console, which the vast majority of people, that's where they game. They game on the consoles.
Yep.
But, like, I can't say if they are going to do it or they're not going to do it. There are 2 things that lead me to believe either it is going to be exclusive or it's not going to be exclusive. Now, the first one that it leads me to believe it's not going to be exclusive is depending on when this deal was signed. Because I like to play devil's advocate for everything. Because depending on when this deal was signed, if it was signed before the acquisition, maybe there were deals in place with other platform holders, PlayStation being the obvious one, because we know it's not going to come to the Switch. So maybe they had that deal signed. Who knows? And I mean, remember, it is also Lucasfilm Games. And who owns Lucasfilm Games, you guys?
Disney.
Exactly. And you think the last thing
to think about it.
Yeah, you think the last thing the mouse wants is for a game not to sell? He's gonna be like,
oh yeah.
I hear it about you.
Yo, not that. That's why we need a soundboard. That's why we need a soundboard.
Once more.
We need a soundboard. We're like, drop one of Clue's bombs for the Mickey Mouse voice.
Right, straight up. So part of me is thinking, obviously, if Disney has a say, they'd want this game to be on all platforms, especially PlayStation. But I don't know if y'all have been checking Twitter recently, but there was a tweet from Xbox replying to somebody saying that, oh, this game is to play great on the Series X. And then they made like an Indiana Jones pun saying it needs to only be on Xbox or something. And I'm like, oh, you guys, you're just toying with us right now.
Yeah.
Like, either come out and say it's exclusive or you don't. But either way, I'm excited. Machine Games, I'm the same camp as you. I love the recent Wolfenstein games. I didn't play Youngblood, even though I heard a lot of bad things about it. But I'm willing to give it a shot. Isn't it on Game Pass? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure if you your local GameStop may have it for like $2. Like it's pretty cheap. Yeah, it's pretty
Fame,
cheap.
we gotta take a shot. Look who's here.
Uh-oh.
I've been waiting.
Am I missed? Where's it at? I don't see
I'm
it.
just finding out about this shot. Dang.
See, I ain't got ready. I'm at the.
I could have come prepared with my Hennessy. Damn it.
Don't feel bad.
You could
Gotta prepare.
you could come with some Hennessy.
There we go. I'm gonna get it for the next.
Sometimes I'll dip out and like go pee or something in the middle of podcast. Fame will be mid talking to me, and I'm like, I gotta go.
Gone. You know, interesting point too as well. Before I get to the next panel member, I think it's interesting that and I think it might have been Jez Corden that tweeted this as well. Like the games that we know that are coming to PlayStation as well as Ghostwire and Deathloop, because they have the exclusivity deals with PlayStation. Usually when third-party games come out that you know coming to your platform, you retweet, you quote tweet.
True.
PlayStation didn't say a thing. Regardless of Bethesda about to be a Microsoft studio, they aren't right now. So what's keeping them from retweeting like everybody else did?
This is factual information. You're right.
Just saying. Hugger, Indiana Jones, Xbox, Bethesda, Machine Games. What are your thoughts?
I think it's interesting because I don't count The Crystal Skull, which came out in 2008. I thought that was an awful movie, but the last Indiana Jones movie came out in 89. Like, 89. But I think I may have found why they have done this license deal, and as somebody who loves licensed movies, I do retrospectives on them all the time. There is a untitled fifth film coming out in 2022. So this could be the partner tie-in with it, which we've seen it before.
Please don't be a movie game.
No, but they said original story for Hugger. So right. that leads me to believe that, you know what it might be? It might be like how
say I know you think.
So like, you know how whenever they come out with like big movies, like whether it's Star Wars or whatever, they try to have a tie-in release. So they had Battlefront 2 come out with The Last Jedi. They had Jedi Fallen Order come out with Rise of Skywalker. So that's why I'm thinking maybe just to like hype it up, like, hey, new Indiana Jones movie, new Indiana Jones game.
True.
But yeah, go on.
Glizzy God, I said it right at the start. I don't think Crystal Skull is an Indiana Jones movie. That was an awful movie. But I think in terms of what we're looking at as the game is something like Uncharted, something like Tomb Raider, because I've read the behind the scenes and the articles and the books. Tomb Raider was inspired by Indiana Jones, and Uncharted was also inspired by Indiana Jones. So we're gonna get something like that, but I hope they do a unique spin on it, because I've played all the Tomb Raiders. I don't want to keep playing another Tomb Raider that's not Laura. I don't want to play another Nathan Drake that's not Nathan Drake. I want it to be something unique. But exclusivity, I don't think Indiana Jones has the fans to be a strictly exclusive game, to be honest.
Oh.
Most of the fans are Star Wars fans. They're like Star Wars age. They're older. 89 was the last good movie that came out. 89 was, I can't do math. I failed it twice. I admit it. That was years ago. So I think it needs to be a multi-plat. And then once they figure out what's going, or it could be a timed exclusive. And once they figure out what's going on there, I hope they don't make a live service game. But what's going on there, then I think we'll start to see like a narrowing down of what they want to do. And we also don't know what contracts were signed, because if this is true that it's going to release with the fifth film that's coming out in 2022, we might see it just be on all platforms, but they can't talk about it yet because I don't even know if the movie was officially announced yet.
So it's announced, but it's been gestating for the past. It was actually supposed to come out in 2020, because they announced in 2015 after, around the time that they were acquired by Disney, we're working on a new one, and they were there were rumors about Chris Pratt being in it, and then those went away. Now they're coming back again. I don't even know at this point, because they still say Harrison Ford is going to be the star of the film, but he's not getting any younger, man. And if he's going to be the lead. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't he have like dementia and stuff too?
What?
He wasn't doing so great. mentally.
Who knows, man?
You sure you're not thinking of
didn't-
Clint Eastwood?
Oh,
Well, Clint Eastwood, Morgan
He a
Freeman,
bad
there was
bitch.
Bro,
somebody else.
immortal.
They literally,
Immortal.
I came out, they was already old as fuck.
yeah. You know what blew my mind? I heard a conspiracy, and this has been like a theory for since Endgame came out, that Stan Lee was supposed to be Steve Rogers at the end, because that would explain every single cameo he's ever had. It's Steve going back in time. And I was like, oh my
That's
my feelings.
That's amazing head.
You know what?
That's amazing head canon.
See, but if they
It
really
is
wanted to
amazing.
do that, they could have CGI'd that in. Like
I was just about to
They
say, if
could've.
they wanted to do that,
But they rushed that
could.
movie.
We've seen
Like,
them.
let's
pretty.
let's not. There's even rumors that the whoever the directors, the twins were
The
supposed
Russo
to.
brothers.
Nat was supposed to survive because Tony made a suit for her for that final fight, but they killed her off. And it's written somewhere in the script that she was supposed to survive, but they changed it
Well,
because
to
they
be
were
fair,
rushing to get to the next movie.
they had a lot of different scripts floating around though.
Yeah.
So if that was
True.
something that, let's say, somebody found in, let's say, Don Cheadle's hotel room or something, maybe that
Why
might
you
be.
put that?
Just single Don out, you know.
No,
That's cool.
What's going on, man?
No, you know what it is? I'll tell you why I said Don Cheadle and why he's the first actor that came to mind. I have to find the image, but I'm gonna post it in this chat. You guys will know exactly
no.
why. I'm gonna start
You know,
searching for it right now.
Hating on Don.
So be careful.
If we hate on anybody with scripts, it's the people who wrote Wonder Woman 1984, man.
Oh, please, I just,
Hey,
please don't. I woke up and I didn't think about that movie, and now you did this to me. Why would you do that?
I'm sorry. I just got to put it in your head.
Hey, Snips.
No pause.
Snips, I want to ask you a question. So Hugger had brought up, about Tomb Raider and Uncharted, and so I guess not only getting your thoughts on the game being announced, but ask you, do you think one of the only reasons this game is getting so much talk and hype is because the uncertainty of exclusivity?
I think that's a part of it, yeah. It's one of those deals where, like, you scroll through the replies and comments and you see people complaining about it being exclusive or not wanting to be exclusive. You scroll back 2 weeks ago and they're bragging about some game being exclusive on a different console or a different platform. So it's something that uncertainty is definitely generating more buzz than it would have otherwise. But this is a major franchise, so it's going to draw some attention no matter what. But I do think that uncertainty is definitely contributing to it. And when it comes to this kind of stuff, I mean, from Microsoft's perspective, I'm a proponent for stuff being able to be played on any platform. I like that. I think it's good for gaming as a whole. But from Microsoft's perspective, I cannot imagine it wouldn't be at least a timed exclusive. Like, you have to give yourself that little bit of a window to say, we get an extra edge because we funded this. This is our thing. And then after, a year or so, we'll open it up and let it be sold on PlayStation or something like that. So I think that's going to be the key factor to it. I can't imagine that they're just going to be like, yep, for everybody from day one.
Remember we heard, I can't remember, it was someone at Microsoft, before we get to Dallas, one of Microsoft that said, when they was talking about Bethesda games on Xbox, that was saying first or better on Xbox, right? So you could still think to where it's just on Game Pass. Of course, it'll be on Game Pass day one, right? I'm almost certain that Microsoft probably came in. It's going to negotiate that into whatever previous contract Bethesda might have had, right? But speaking of that, that's why I want to bring Dallas in, because I always love the fact that Dallas is a PC gamer now, because he gets to experience the greatness that is Game Pass without an Xbox. Dallas, what are your thoughts on this and its possibilities moving forward?
The only thing on my wish list for this game being on PC is that I don't have to use mouse and keyboard.
Mouse and keyboard is trash.
Trash. For one,
Oh, just uncultured swine.
I love that. I'm all right.
He says that
But you
until
play-
he goes to play a competitive FPS, and the dogs be like, "Man, mouse and keyboard, that's where it's at."
I mean,
Or
I
something like
both.
Doom, man, or something like Doom Eternal. I can't play
Like,
that
even
shit with an
when I
analog
was
stick, bro.
when I was playing Cyberpunk
Nah,
yesterday
bro.
on stream, mouse and keyboard for 90% of it, but when I hop in a car or on a bike, I switch to my PS4 controller and I drive
Yeah.
with it.
Yep.
I can do
Yep.
that. That's the
weird, 'cause
power
you
of
got-
PC.
Mm-hmm.
The power of PC is not being able to drive a car without a steering wheel. I can't do it.
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, okay. So full disclosure, I never been that big an Indiana Jones fan. I mean, I think he's dope, but I also grew up in an era where we had Lara Croft, and I've played more Lara Croft games than I've seen Indiana Jones movies. I've played more Nathan Drake games than I've seen Indiana Jones movies, and I play more video games than I watch movies. Period. Truth be told, as much as I love movies, and if a certain Fallout Easter egg is any indication, video games not all that kind to Indiana Jones.
What was the last Indiana Jones game?
They haven't been all that kind of Indiana Jones.
The last Indiana Jones game. Okay, so technically there's two. There's one that came out, I think, in the early 2000s, and then they had a Lego one in the
the Lego
late
ones are
2000s.
good.
Yeah, the Lego ones are actually pretty good.
Lego games be low key. Lego games be hidden.
See,
All right, okay,
y'all
all right,
suck
I found it.
because-
I found the image. I'm sending it.
Because when I said, yo, y'all should play some Lego games, they're actually fire, you guys looked at me sideways, and I'm like, y'all don't know?
What?
I hate you.
Exactly. I told you.
No.
I hate you.
No.
Yeah. Bro.
And that's how Neo got COVID. That's how Neo got COVID. There you go. There you go. Oh.
Don, you don't deserve that. That is uncalled for.
I feel
I'm sorry, Don.
violated.
Yo, I'm saying, bro. Yo, how do you think I feel? Man, listen.
Sir, there's a pocket, and you stepped outside of the pocket with this one, my guy.
I didn't make it though.
Man.
Oh.
Man, we get into out of pockets today.
Literally.
Oh my God.
All the way out of the pocket, yo.
Snap. It's getting out of here.
Well, that was double XP. Oh.
I really, it's hot, and I want to take my do-rag off now.
Don't even know what to say after that, yo. Like,
no, for real.
We were talking about Lego. Bring it back. Let's bring it back from 18 years old to 8 years old.
And the thing about Indiana Jones is, like, I don't want to call it an old property. It can make it, especially if Star Wars can make it. And, like, what I have seen of Indiana Jones is dope. Don't get me wrong. And I also think Harrison Ford is kind of fired, even in his old age. That's half the reason I hate Kylo Ren. But I don't know. I don't think that the world is as receptive now of, like, a white man cracking a whip that much as they used to be.
Hold on. That's messed up out of context, okay? And
Ain't no context for it. Ain't no context for it.
Part of the reason it blew up, though, was he was beating up on Nazis in every movie. And that was during the time in America where Nazis were the greatest threat to freedom and human life on the planet. So
that's low key.
BJ Blazkowicz doesn't crack whips.
I was just that was part of my next point, though. We talk about machine games, though, and they love giving you as many visceral feeling ways of killing Nazis as possible, and I have never not been down with it. That being said, I saw Sincere and them talking about this earlier, and they kind of brought up a point. We've been seeing other studios. I think we're gonna get something left field. I hope we get something left field. Look what happened with Guerrilla Games. They've been doing Killzone their whole career, and then all of a sudden, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Let's not talk about Killzone because the official website just went down this week. And that
Did
made
it?
my soul hurt.
It is.
Yeah.
I love Miss Killzone, but
Killzone 3 was my game.
It died so Horizon could live, though, and I'm with
That's
you.
true.
It also died so Death Stranding could live. Regardless of how y'all feel about it, that soundtrack is one of the most fire soundtracks I've heard in a long time.
I've always wanted to be an Amazon package delivery guy.
Man, look, y'all, you can say what you want about Kojima. That man's got good taste in music.
He does.
Like,
He does.
We can't sit here and act like Snake Eater wasn't fly. We can't sit here and act like what's the name of that song? The Man Who Sold the World wasn't one of the greatest songs we heard in a video game. Like that man's got good taste in music.
that wasn't a video game song.
That's true.
It wasn't a video game song, but it was.
But it's a
He's
song
got good.
in
He's
the
got
video
good
game.
placement. He's got good placement of
Okay.
licensed
Alright.
songs.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
Demi God.
that'd be
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My
I'm still
bad.
stuck up on that stupid ass meme that
Yo,
Neil
he
posted.
gonna wake up tomorrow. He gonna be coughing. And he gonna know why.
Like,
I mean, probably. Feel it.
so tight.
Don Cheadle, I'm sorry.
Don Cheadle. We're sorry.
Somebody please tweet Don Cheadle and tell him we're sorry.
I'll do that shit right now.
Like, I'm sorry, Mr. Cheadle. I'm sorry. I know you have an illustrious career. You know, Hotel Rwanda is one of my favorite movies, but you got did dirty tonight.
You know what's crazy about Don Cheadle though? As much dope stuff as he has in his career, like in his, you know, filmography, top 3 and one of my very favorites is Kendrick DNA video.
Yeah. I think Don Cheadle's like underappreciated because they're like, oh, you're just War Machine. I think we'll see his real acting chops when the TV show comes out.
Yeah,
Do
definitely.
not hate on the War Machine. All right.
I think on TV is where I think a lot of the actors who got
Nicotire.
little screen time, they're definitely going to shine. So I think when this Falcon Winter Soldier show comes out, everyone's going to be like, yo, Anthony Mackie.
Has anybody watched? We'll get back to Demi. Has anybody watched the first episode of WandaVision?
That's 15th, right?
It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on
2 days.
But there's been stuff already been leaked out.
Oh no! I'm staying away.
Oh, you're gonna wait? Okay.
I'm waiting for that
I'm
4K,
watching
that 4K goodness. Whew.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm staying away. Demi God, you been quiet, bro. Are you there? Are you? I think we lost
Stuck in
Demi.
that. What the hell just happened?
Yeah, he's oh man, he's down bad from that shit, bro.
I think
He out.
I think we lost Demi, but he didn't want to destroy no boxes, so he just kind of muted himself.
Yeah, I feel it.
Jesus.
Bruh.
Oh nah. Oh nah.
Get a phone case like that. I ain't even
Work just,
playing.
Oh, there we go.
Damn, that
work is just a little busy, but I think this is too late for an Indiana Jones game personally, because this isn't something that's exciting me. As I hear about it, it's cool, but I got to see the execution before I get excited for it.
yeah.
Now, if you came to me and told me that Rockstar was doing like a third-person Punisher game or something,
Oh,
I have a fit.
because
Or if,
that third-person Punisher game from the early 2000s was real good.
Oh, that shit
Truth
was
be told, especially me being from Texas, I feel a lot differently about anything with a Punisher logo on it these days. So
yeah.
Or if you
That's
told me
true.
Arcane Games is doing a Blade Runner game or something, then my excitement would be a little different. But we'll see. Machine Games likes making games about beating and killing up Nazis, so I'm a little excited about that part.
There's one game I'm waiting on. It's like a Blade Runner-esque game. It's coming from this this Polish studio called CD Projekt Red. They haven't released it yet, but you know, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty damn good. I saw the trailer. It was nice.
Eventually.
Yeah, I heard it's coming at the end of the year.
I'm waiting
Kill me.
for a Platinum Games-esque Blade game. That's one of my future games I want to see made.
Yo, I would love.
then your brain is solid gold. That's dope.
It's some good ideas right there, man. I don't know who would work on this, but I would love if somebody. This has been like my pitch for the longest time. I would love a Daredevil game where you play as both Daredevil and Matt Murdock. At night, you play as Daredevil and you have all the action combat scenes. In the morning, you play as
Phoenix
Matt
Wright.
Murdock. Yeah, Phoenix Wright. Exactly, just like that. And then at night, so you can explore the daytime as Matt Murdock. You can find clues and evidence. And then at night, of course, you got the action stuff, but you can also find clues that tie into the court cases. And I don't know who would make this game. I don't know who would make this game at all because it's blending all these different styles. But I think that would be like so different for a superhero game.
Sounds very familiar to a certain series where you go into a certain realm, beat the bad guys, come back out, collect all your evidence. Something kind of. Ooh,
I wonder.
it's on the tip of my tongue. What is
I
it?
wonder.
What is it?
I wonder. What is it?
See, do I have
What
it
is
here?
it?
Oh.
Does she have it?
no,
Oh my god.
Oh, Persona.
Oh, there we go.
You're just describing a Persona game.
It's like Persona, but not. I want that like that combat approach. I would love that Daredevil
Combat.
Like
What's
combat
y'all's
is like-
favorite combat? Because mine, from the Batman series, the Arkham series has some of the best combat for me that I like.
I'm biased. I love Spider-Man, and I love what they did with Miles Morales. I love that shit.
I've yet
It's
to play
almost the
that.
same kind of combat.
I'm holding off. I want to play it on
You know what I
PS5.
hope? You know what I hope for? If this is meant to like
What the
be
hell?
adjacent to whatever movie, whatever Indiana Jones movie may or may not be coming up, I hope it's like the Mad Max game was to Fury Road.
Oh, that Mad
Yeah,
Max game
yeah,
was
yeah.
good. People sleep on that Mad Max game, but that game was far.
Honestly, I did sleep on it because by that point I was kind of burnt out on all the open world games. You know,
That's true.
like for me, if I'm being honest, you guys, outside of The Witcher 3, if we're talking like conventional open world games, not something like Breath of the Wild, the last big open world game I got into was Ghost of Tsushima. But before that, like I tried other things. I've tried Watch Dogs. I've tried Assassin's Creed. It's they ain't be hitting, bro.
Speaking of, if we continue on this road of Lucasfilms, I posted that because somebody brought up Batman, so I figured that was perfect.
Yeah, right.
Accurate.
The perfect thing for Batman, right?
Accurate.
So Lucasfilm Games has been like all in the news, right? Not just because of this whole Indiana Jones thing, but now we're hearing that Ubisoft will be making a Star Wars game sometime in the near future. So it won't be. It looks like they're breaking up their little love relationship with EA in a way. So it looks like Ubisoft. So I'm gonna go around a panel. We'll start with our guest again. Like your faith in Ubisoft giving us the a proper Star Wars game, depending on what it whether it may be a KOTOR, whatever the case may be. Your faith in Ubisoft to give us a good game.
I don't have much faith in Ubisoft. I really don't, you guys. I mean, I know why people like their games. I respect that people like their games. But for me, I grew up playing classic Ubisoft games. This whole new age, this new era of where it's basically the same game, different coat of paint, different like small, subtle differences. I can't vibe with that. More power to some people who can do that. So if I see them do Star Wars, it's going to be interesting, if only for the fact that it's Star Wars and it's an open world game. I mean, it's coming from the guys that did The Division, but they say it's going to be single player, like story driven narrative. So that's not what people play The Division for. So, I mean, maybe it could be that 180. Like nobody expects this. Like nobody looked at Respawn and thought, yeah, let's give them Star Wars.
Yeah.
They came out with
That's
a
true.
Dark Souls hybrid type game. So I'm thinking maybe, all right, if this could be that game, because Immortal Phoenix Rising, people have been saying that it's one of Ubisoft's better games. I haven't played it yet. So maybe, like, I don't want to be too pessimistic about this shit, because every now and then you get a good gem like Jedi Fallen Order. But I think what I'm more excited about more than anything, more than that game, is just the fact that the license is revoked from EA. Now, it's not now. Like, a lot of people say that, oh, that means anyone can start making Star Wars games right now. It's like, no, the license is going to lapse in 2023. So we got 2 more years. But just the fact that any studio can make a Star Wars game, they can farm it out. So, it's like you were talking about how Blade, Platinum Games could work on that stuff. We could get a Platinum Games Star Wars game that is all lightsaber combat. We could see a lot of different.
Can I get a KOTOR 3?
We could get a KOTOR 3 from Obsidian. From Obsidian, maybe like the guys who do Divinian. What's Divinity? Larian Studios? Is that
Yes,
the name?
Larian.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like those type of
Divinity's a
games.
great series.
Or something crazy like, I don't know.
KOTOR 3 by Larian.
Atlas works on that.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is that? I can't
What
see
is that?
is.
Yeah, what is that? I don't know.
Y'all some
Yo. So I'm excited for the possibilities because, I grew up playing so many different Star Wars games, and under EA, we've only gotten 2 Battlefront games: Jedi Fallen Order and Rogue Squadron. Was that even just Squadron? I think
Squadrons, yeah.
And I'm thinking, all right, so that's like 4 games they put out, but when you realize the fact that they've had 5 years now, and that's all they've put out, and in all intents and purposes, out of that pile, Battlefront 2 took 2 years to get good. Squadrons is a good game, but it only appeals to a small demographic. And then you have Jedi Fallen Order, which is like the one good new Star Wars game we've gotten in. I don't even remember.
And yet that is still very niche, because if you don't like those Souls-like games, you're not gonna like it.
Once I hear Souls, done. Out of there.
Yeah.
He does not play them.
Yeah.
But yeah, wrapping up my thoughts,
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited
that-
to see
play
what
them Souls
happens.
games.
What was that, Demi?
Oh yeah, of course, Demi coming through.
Oh yeah, Demi he don't like no
Loves
soul
Souls
slander.
games.
Yeah, straight up. I've been seeing him those early morning Dark Souls 3 streams. Straight up, bro.
He be
Oh, yeah.
fire.
It's
I'm
like
telling you,
playing Souls games is like waking up and like just jamming your big toe on like the corner of your bed every morning. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Like on purpose? Like, why would you do that?
Did not want to play Souls games. Was it 2 years ago? We tell him, I'm like, Demi, get into the Souls
loves them
games.
now, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
play them. And he's like, nah, I don't want to. And then now he can't stop playing them.
Telling you.
Jimmy, where was you at when I was getting my ass whooped streaming Sekiro? I could have used your help.
He can't grab the controller for you, man. Like, what's he gonna do?
I mean, I could use some coaching, some
You gotta
something,
just
some like, so you can do it, something.
Coaching is dodge and hit them. Don't get hit.
Coaching
and
is
hit
get
them.
good, scrub.
If you can
Pretty
dodge
much.
a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Literally, like Jedi Fallen Order, for example, I just booted it back up again just to check out the Series X updates and everything. It runs really good. But you know how like after you've not played a game for a while, you kind of have to acclimate yourself to it.
Mhm.
You don't want to do that with Souls games because then you get your
No.
ass kicked, you forget where you were, and now you got to start back, and it's like, bro.
Yeah.
But that's where the get good mentality comes in when you can go back and beat that boss, and whew, it's hype.
I'm okay being called trash. I'm not gonna get good. Forget Souls games, all of them. I'd rather just.
Okay, so I have to ask this question. Then you go on to the next person. Is there any type of a donation threshold where we can get you to play a game? We need to introduce that because
I don't care
whatever
what
that
he
is.
says, the
You know
answer
what?
is
We'll
yes.
implement it.
Yes.
Listen.
I'll say, as someone who's been on a lot of podcasts, that is a great inclusion.
Neo,
You know what?
I may sell ass before I play a Souls game. Like,
You know
I,
what?
I can't do it, G.
Let me,
I
He
can't
left
do
us
it.
past that.
That's going on Twitter right now.
Baron, our director of communications. I know we're probably still going to be in lockdown at the end of this year. Baron, reach out to the Extra Life people. We will do an Extra Life stream, and if we raise $1,000, $1,000, Fame will do a Souls game.
So y'all can
Just
watch
to
me.
finish it.
So y'all can watch me
Yeah.
play like the
Just
same
to see
area
it.
for 3 hours. I'm gonna be in the same area 3 hours. Like you
No,
realize
you
that.
No, you won't.
gotta at least be the boss.
No, you won't.
You gotta at least play
You'll
till you
make
be the boss.
transitions.
So today, let's mark that January 13th. If when we do our extra live stream, we raise $1,000. Fame.
Don't I get to say so in this?
No, hold on. Put myself under the
No.
bus too, Fame. Fame will play a Souls game, and I will play 2 horror games for you guys.
If we can give some money to some, but
Can one of those be RE7? Because I was.
I finished RE7.
Oh, never mind.
Great. I'm working on that one
Two
too.
more
If
games.
I'm working on that
If
one.
Fame gonna do a Souls game, it gotta be Sekiro. It has to be Sekiro.
No, Fame
Why
can
not-
pick the game he wants to play.
Bro,
Fame
Nah,
can
it
pick
gotta
the
be-
do
game.
Lego do
Ours is the easiest out of
do
them.
Lego
Legos.
do the Lego kids make a Souls game? I'll play that.
Oh God.
Yeah, Glizzy got. I will give up the cheeks before I like for
When we-
for fun.
When we
I don't know. You're
Before-
on your own island. You are on your own
Listen,
with that
bro.
one, bro.
It's crazy.
when we
Fame.
do our
You
extra
wanna be
live
like,
stream,
Mhm.
if it happens, we will do that. We will not on the stream. We will hold you guys. You will hold us to that.
It gotta be Sekiro.
Baron,
or
keep
nothing.
track of it. But what were
Fame
we?
gotta
I
bleed
can't
in
even
the
remember what the hell we
trenches.
were talking about.
We were all right. So I finished up my thoughts. I finished up my thoughts on
Ubisoft, right?
on Ubisoft making this game before Fame said he would spread the cheeks.
Listen, bro. Me and Souls game. I played a Souls game recently, and the only reason I played it is because I had to do a review.
Review, yeah.
Because we had all the reviewers were busy at the
Fame.
time, and so
what Souls
That's
game?
$1,000 for charity that we could raise as level
Bro.
1 gaming.
Come on, that's actually, and at the very least, it is gonna be fun to look back on. you
I'm
know?
Yeah.
I'm all for helping the kids. I really am. But y'all tripping.
Yeah.
Fame. All you gotta
Yeah.
make it into like 2 bosses, and then that's it.
I won't get past the first.
You don't have to finish it.
I need. I'm that.
If I can get past it, you can get.
I'm
past
that journalist looking for an
figure it
easy
out.
mode. That's like, why is it so hard? No, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, Yeah.
We'll see. But Hugger, while you're here,
Ubisoft game.
Ubisoft, yes,
Nani?
your faith. 'Cause I know you like Ubisoft as a
Way too
developer,
many.
right? Your thoughts and faith in them giving us a good Star Wars game. That's the key word, good Star Wars game.
Ubisoft is a Canadian company. You guys know I champion behind Canadian companies, but the company I champion behind mainly is BioWare because hometown heroes. But Ubisoft, I honestly don't know if it's going to be an open world, all that stuff, because they might do a 360 and do a completely different game that we're not expecting from them. I just don't know what to expect because they don't do titles like this. They don't do something that has such a vast lore. Like I thought something like this would go to like a BioWare because BioWare is running the online game right now, the MMO that I play way too much of. Oh my god.
My boy's
Please
trying
add
to get
me
me
on
into
there.
that. My boy's trying to get me into that shit, and I'm on a Star Wars
play
kick,
it with
yeah.
you.
I mean, I'm down. The last MMO I put a lot of time into, I enjoyed, was Final Fantasy 14, and to me, that's still like my favorite MMO.
You know
That's
what?
insane. But I haven't played
If
that
you're
game.
down to play
in
some
years.
Red Dead on PC,
It's
because
funny.
my posse, man.
Ooh,
is-
shit.
Yo, what?
Hey, I'm just
No, y'all gotta
That's
look
not
at
the
his
title
face.
of my sex tape.
Like, yo, what? Straight his face, man.
I started Final Fantasy, and then like for whatever reason, I've been looking like my whole gaming life for a good MMO to get into, and I'm still looking. And I started Final Fantasy, and for whatever reason, it just didn't click to me. Maybe it's because I was playing alone. I solo everything. Pause. But
Worlds is pretty banging.
Honestly,
But,
Secret Worlds isn't bad either.
I started that, but I can't. It's mouse and keyboard only, and you know how
That's true.
I feel.
Well, there's
Yo.
just too many keybinds for a controller. That's the problem.
I can dig that. That's why
Yo.
I need something like action, like
Trevor,
Trevor say Hugger throwing out them posse invite.
yo, Trevor,
invite.
I'm about to be on your podcast. Me and you gonna have to sit and talk.
Yo, Trevor wildin'.
Trevor,
so
why?
you play
Wow.
you play Old Republic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you co-op the story mode, or like can you co-op the main story?
Well, your story is your own, but you can be in you can go into instances where you can play with people and stuff. But your story is your own. Like if you want to do a Sith run, if you want to do a Jedi run, it's all your own.
I do remember. I don't think I never finished the primary campaign or whatever, but I do remember force choking a hut, and that was one of the most entertaining moments of my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Watching a
My
giant
man got
story,
demons.
blah, 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 and then he just choked him out. I'm like, haha, got you.
I'm hoping that Ubisoft does something like whoever, I think it may be Glizzy, who, if all goes according to plan, Glizzy will be on next week. I hope they do something like a Jedi Academy, because the first game was really good. The second game was whatever. But I don't know what to expect from this game because Ubisoft doesn't take titles like this. They try to make their own stuff that they've been riding into the ground. Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed.
You know what gives me a little bit of hope? A little bit of hope, and just the smallest glimmer of hope. Because when you brought up the fact that Ubisoft doesn't do these kind of games, I don't know if any of y'all played Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Switch.
Oh, that's true.
That was a collaboration between them and Nintendo, but that was an Ubisoft developed game. So part of me is thinking if they give us that level of ingenuity and creativity, we could get something different. Because the last thing I want is a fucking Star Wars game where I'm climbing a radio tower and syncing up. And, oh god, bro!
Oh, no.
I
Tower.
have PTSD from the freaking Assassin's Creed series, bro. Ugh.
So is nobody going to
Far
acknowledge
Cry.
how funny it is to hear Hugger pronounce the word glizzy?
Glizzy.
Glizzy.
What did I say?
You
You
said
guys
glizzy,
make
it's
fun of me
a
whenever I
funny
say everything. You
Well,
laughed
that's
when
'cause
I
you
say
changed your accent like
military,
every other word.
because that's where I grew up. I mean, I could adapt an accent for
you
y'all.
grew up in
talk like
Canada,
this.
all right, not the cultural
True.
center of Earth.
He says
Canada is
How
kind of
many-
the cultural center of the North I don't know if you know that. A lot of immigrants come here,
Canada.
but that's the conversation for
I'm
another
not be one of
time.
those immigrants, truth be told.
Don't be ignorant.
I'm over America.
Everyone's over America at the moment.
Everybody's over America. I don't know what to expect. Yeah.
Where we at? Snips, Dallas, Demi, Ubisoft, not Indiana Jones. God damn, it's because I'm doing the tags. Sorry. Ubisoft, Star Wars games. Do you trust them?
No.
Okay, so short answer, no, I don't. Absolutely not. More detailed answer. I don't know if Disney is going to put it in their hands without being sure they have something. Like that pitch meeting's got to be kind of fired for it to happen. So I'm guessing they probably said something pretty compelling for it to happen. That being said, I've been on Twitter, and Twitter is like the who hurt you capital of the internet. And
Facts.
So to say that, I'm a little cynical about it, truth be told. Like, I haven't played a good Ubisoft game in a good minute. Don't get me wrong, I liked Watch Dogs. A lot of people felt the way about the first Watch Dogs. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people felt the way about the second Watch Dogs. I really enjoyed it. Didn't finish it, but I enjoyed it. But you can only have so much of that formula. And people thought that it was going to be different with Valhalla, and it looks to me like it's just that with all the good things that they had in The Witcher, which might be great to play, especially if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed. But I don't know. I'm not feeling that with a Star Wars coat of paint, and I'm thinking that might be what we get.
Ubisoft games to me just seems like they're the definition of serviceable. They're quality experiences if you need them.
Okay.
But nobody is putting. The last time I think anybody ever put an Ubisoft game on like a game of the generation list was, if we're talking the big ones, we're not talking about the small ones, because I know people are gonna say Child of Light and Valiant Hearts and all that. We're talking about the general Ubisoft games. The last time I heard people talk about Ubisoft like it was hot shit was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and that came out what, 2013?
Yeah, 22. Yeah, 2013. Yeah.
But you know,
And we
so
put
wrap
some
my
respect
answer
on
up,
Edward Goldway.
Put on what?
We put some respect on Edward Kenway. Edward Goldway.
He said put some respect on his name.
Nah, bro, that game was fire. It was.
I actually
That was
really enjoyed Black Flag.
like 8 years ago though.
But to wrap my answer up like in a neat little bow, whatever, if that's how it ends up being, if it is to be what is described as like the Division team making like a single player narrative focused thing, I do have faith in that. I do actually think that would come out to be something dope. I mean, it with that in mind, it kind of wouldn't matter what they did. It could be a whole choose your own adventure style cyberpunk type thing where you can be a bounty hunter or a Jedi or a Sith or what. I'd be down for that. With their skills, I think they can make that.
Yo, let's look at some of the stuff in the chat. My man Maverick MX, shout out. First time I think I've seen your name in here, man. We appreciate you coming out, rocking out with us. He says, give me a massive open world bounty hunter game. And then I saw another one. Where's it at? Wing.
That's what 1313 was.
Yeah.
Wing 7X says a Mandalorian game.
I'd be down. I would. You know what I'd be down
Only
for?
if Naughty Dog does it.
No, not even that. I would be down if, and this is my biggest fear, because you know they've been talking about live service when they're talking about these big IPs. If they were going to do a live service type of game, I think Mandalorian, where you create your own Mandalorian and you do those things, would be the best way to go about it. But it's not going to be like that. They're going to try to shoehorn this into a single player game and give us another freaking Anthem. You know it.
Whoa.
Hey, we don't talk Anthem in this.
You see, Hugger perked up a little bit.
That game hurt me. That game hurt me to my
It
core.
hurt me, but it's still my love.
But BioWare, man, after Andromeda and then that, I was like, oh no, man, I can't take this.
Andromeda's grown on me.
Hugger was temp for very few games.
Like, it's grown on you like a tumor.
Oh, Dallas is so right. I will simp for very few games. Mass Effect 2 and Anthem. I'll simp for Anthem.
I need to
Like,
see. I need to see.
I
Have
know
you made?
Pokemon Stan, Anthem.
Have you made a video like Anthem, your testimony on it, and why it's an underrated gem? I need to see that.
There was
That'd
an
be
article
dope.
about it though.
We need a video. We need that video.
Oh.
I
Let's
need
make
to
it happen.
watch this. Yeah.
I will have to make a video about it. Okay.
Hey, Flames got a point. Like, forget that game. I'm ready for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, what's going on?
Does it really
That's been
exist?
delayed. Yeah, there was gameplay shown.
How long ago was
There
this?
a good chunk of
Gameplay.
stuff.
Yeah, they
And
showed
then
gameplay of Cyberpunk too.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk didn't release before, or Cyberpunk released before its time.
I'm
Beyond Good and
actually
Evil
playing
said
the
no.
game,
Beyond
and it
Good and
still
Evil.
isn't
Yeah,
out
they
yet.
also
Dude.
showed-
But at least we like Cyberpunk exists is the point. Like it clearly exists. Rap, no matter what you think of it, it came out. There was updates and it released at some point. Beyond Good and Evil is a unicorn at this point.
What I don't get about that game, this is what worries me, because the main person who was spearheading the entire movement behind Beyond Good and Evil 2, Michel Ancel, he's left the company. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe if he leaves the company after we know the game's coming out, cool. But this game, we don't even know when they announced. I think they announced it was like what 2017, 2018 was like the last time we saw it. And the fact that he's gone, I don't know if maybe he's done all the groundwork, but he was one of the creative visions on that game. For him to leave years before it comes out, that's just kind of spooky, bro.
Yeah, but then you can get into that circumstance. There was the big thing on Twitter where they're like, "Oh, this creative head has left." He's like, "I was a contract worker.
Oh
I
yeah,
got a new contract at somewhere else."
Yeah.
Like,
Now, what kills me is there was like, this is what fucking killed me one time. It was somebody said, like, such and such developer left. I forgot what big name studio it was, and they wrote the headline, lead blah 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 leaves the studio, and everyone's like, oh snap. And then you look into it, and it was just a freaking lighting animator or something. I'm like, bro, what?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Was it GameSpot who did that article? And it was was it? I know what you're talking about. I seen it just recently.
I want to say it was Halo Infinite, but I don't know for certain.
It was Halo Infinite, and dude was a contract, and his contract was just up. And he put out, he's like, y'all like really like, but that's how I said it before. The news is so slow that people are writing about anything at this point.
And they'd be like,
That's like
critical member leaves big studio, and it's like the head custodian.
yeah.
How will they change their trash
When,
cans now? How?
Even when Casey Hudson and Mark Darr left BioWare, they're like, Casey Hudson has left like 2 times before. He's been gone.
Built-in relationship.
Casey founded the company 20 plus years ago. He's left before, and he's come back. He's left again, and I guarantee at least one more time he probably will come back. And Mark Darr, he's been there for a long time, but he will come back, or he's going on to bigger things. People said when Mike Laidlaw, who was the inventor of the BioWare discussion wheel, like their specific wheel there, left, people like, oh, BioWare is falling apart. BioWare's still here. Yes, they're in a hard place because I feel like EA, just like Cyberpunk, needs to butt the fuck out and leave them alone and let them make their games.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we'll get some good quality stuff from them.
True. They got to take that hands-off approach. And honestly, I think Disney definitely, if let's just say in the foreseeable future, next 5 years, every single collaboration game from Indiana Jones to Star Wars comes out and it's fire, I definitely think that's Disney's influence, because what people don't realize is a lot of people outside of gaming were reporting on the Battlefront 2 controversy. A lot of people who don't even cover gaming. It made headlines. It wasn't just like us in our small little bubble of IGNs and GameSpots and YouTube commentators. No, there was like everything, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. And when it gets to that level where normal people see stuff and they're like, dang, what's going on here? That's catastrophic for the brand. So I wouldn't be surprised if not even like the heads of Lucasfilm, but Bob Iger got on the phone and says, what the fuck are y'all doing over at EA? Like straight up, I would not be surprised if he did that.
They're working on Madden,
This is what I was talking about with Cyberpunk. Like, if anybody who is outside of the gaming community knows what I'm talking about, this is like the James Charles, Tati Westbrook situation of gaming. Like a simple YouTube call-out video turned out to Forbes writing about it, the local papers writing about it, and this is what Cyberpunk has turned into. I mean, they created their own problems, yes, and they're paying for it now because they're getting investigated and stuff, but the fallout is starting to go beyond just our community. Like, it's those outside influences that are peeking in and that are kind of controlling things. And I understand, but at the same time, I'm kind of worried.
Really, Dallas?
Because it's not right.
What this mean?
Disney still has to get
Right?
him on good.
Really, Dallas?
Oh boy.
It's not the time. It's not the time, Dallas.
Oh, good job.
Disney still has to get him on good
See,
graces.
Dallas, sometimes I really like you, my big brother. I love you so much. And then other times I hate you.
Hey, so
What the hell I hate me too?
we do got one subject left, and I want to leave this one to our guest and also Demi God Reviews. So,
Damn, boy, he thick.
this
Yeah,
Super
thick
Mario
ass
3D
boy.
World plus Bowser's Fury. You know, we got to see that trailer, and it looks super dope. So I want to get our guest, and I want to get Demi's thought on this if you guys saw it, and I'll play some of it here on screen for people who haven't. That Bowser Fury looked fire.
So good.
Definitely. Yeah. So, I mean, I love playing Nintendo games. I have a Switch. It's probably going to go down as my favorite Nintendo device in terms of how much time I put into it, the different type of games that are on it. I love it. What I'm not a fan of is just Nintendo's approach as of late, where it's like they take these games for the Wii U, they release it on the Switch. Yeah, sure, they go back and they add new content, but it's still full price. And I don't know, man. I feel weird about buying games like that so many years later when there's so many other great games right now. But it looks cool. I like whatever he's called. I don't know what God in Japan. I think it's like what Godslayer Bowser. Yeah,
Yeah.
and in the States they nerfed that name.
It's
Obviously,
gay Bowser.
It's gay Bowser. Straight up. But from the Mario fans I have spoken to, they're very excited for it. It seems like it's going to get a lot of people invested in it, which is cool. I do like seeing Nintendo focus more of their efforts on online, because it's kind of like 2 + 2 = fish, but Nintendo's realizing that like 40 years later, you know? But yeah, I'm probably not going to play it, but I'm happy for people that they get to enjoy it.
Demi God, I know you was hyped for this, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Bowser fan, so this is already getting bought. I do agree with Spark. Like, their approach to selling games that have been like their previous console is terrible. I don't want to always pay $60. Please put your games on sale. Please.
Sale? What is
Which
this?
is wonderful. Why we have an article that comes out every week on our website on Wednesdays to let you know what Switch games are available on sale and available for under $10.
But they'll never be a Nintendo first party game. You would never get a Nintendo first party game for under $10.
I'm plugging. Let me
I
plug.
don't care how old it is. I don't care
also,
how old it is.
I should say, that's true.
I just want Bayonetta
From
2. That's all I want.
a good friend on YouTube, Modern Vintage Gamer. You guys might have seen on he's on Spawncast or Spawnwave,
Yeah.
the podcast. He just made a video at the beginning of the year. Nintendo, without notice and without telling anybody, delisted 250 DS games, which are still great games like Professor Layton, a whole bunch of game. All I can think is Professor Layton on the DS, but they just delisted without telling anybody from the eShops.
From the
So,
3DS, from 3DS eShop?
Anything that's related to the DS, they delisted. So I
Yikes.
don't know what move they're making, and I'm kind of
resell this
concerned
for
because
60.
those DS games are kind of far.
Well, I mean, that's the unfortunate reality that we all have to accept when it comes to being gamers with evolving technology. While it's great that we have digital distribution, it's become the norm for a lot of people out there. I know some folks who don't even buy physical media. One of the biggest stipulations that comes with digital media is
forever.
yeah, even if it's owned by one of the biggest publishers of all time, Nintendo, Capcom, Konami, Sega, you name it, there is going to come a point where either the license to be on that store is just going to run out, or the service in general is going to dissipate completely. Because, like, here's the thing, you know, like, yeah, a lot of people still have a 3DS, they enjoy their 3DS, but how many of those people are still actively buying games from the store? If it's not enough to warrant it staying, I'm not going to sit here and blame Nintendo for not keeping a service up for over 10 plus years. Because I guarantee you, in a couple years, we're going to start seeing some stuff about PlayStation and Xbox with their older consoles.
That's
I mean,
true.
we're already seeing that with the PS3. You know, servers were shut down. Now stores and all that. So it's the unfortunate reality, which is why physical media forever.
Physical is always king.
Ever.
Before we get to our what we like to do at the end of each show, I do want to bring this up again because Scott Pilgrim versus the World, as you guys know, is re-releasing, and I think I can pre-order tomorrow the physical edition from Limited Run, and I will say that a while back, remember back when we started this website Level 1 Game, and I wrote an article that I was laughed out of the room about writing because I had put some pieces together about that game coming back, and I was laughed out of the room. The article was taken down from other sites, and I just want to say, ha! I was right, and I'm super happy about the game coming back. I wish I could fire it back up on my 360, but I'm happy, and I'm going to get it physical this time in case anything ever happens again. I will never lose access to this title.
Get in your bag. Nah, you're not getting in your bag enough. Get in your bag.
I trust me, I was on Twitter, when I wrote that article and I posted the N4G and they took it down, they was messaging me about you can't put something. I'm like, bro, I'm telling y'all this game is coming back. I put all the pieces together and did all my little digging, and then lo and behold, it's back.
I think you need a video, bro.
Huh?
You gotta post that. You gotta post that, bro. You gotta post it.
Will do.
The perfect day to do it.
Oh, hey, listen, Dallas, we got to make that. Yeah, we'll talk offline. We'll talk offline. Yeah.
There's the whole reason why we support, and we'll get into our what we like to do at the end of the show. If you're new here, you're going to be in for a wild ride. We like to support physical. Not only does it keep small companies like Limited Run and First Press in business, but you don't run into that weird, what game was I playing recently? No One Lives Forever 1 and 2. They're in a weird thing where they were in a Vivaldi bank, but nobody owns them because the studio's out. So we don't want to run into that. Just buy some physical. You always have the physical. That's why you need to buy Indivisible.
Yeah. I need to pick that up.
Because the studio just shut down. So you need to buy it before it goes out.
Oh, I might have to get on that because that's the thing I love about digital and Game Pass. It's great. It's convenient. You can play whenever. But if that studio shut down, those rights.
Yeah.
And it shut down due to mismanagement. So who knows what's going to happen there.
Yeah, if you don't find a physical copy, you'll never be able to play it.
Yeah. Amazon has great deals. I know a lot of people don't like Amazon for various reasons, but sometimes you just need a deal,
Yeah.
So what we like to do at the end of each episode is we like to give you guys suggestions of things we're either watching as far as movie, anime, things we're playing as video game, maybe something obscure that we've played or playing, or something something new that we might be playing, and give you guys a suggestion to go out and check that game out and to play it or to watch it. So I do want to start with our guest today, Neo Game Spark. What suggestion would you give people to either watch and or play?
So for me, as far as games are concerned, I want to recommend y'all this little tiny indie game. I'm not sure that many people have really played it. Only a couple. It's called Persona 5. In all seriousness, though, in all seriousness, I can actually recommend one game. It's a game I've been playing recently. And the only reason I'm playing it is because I don't think Twitter has ever been so loud about a game before that nobody's ever played, but they're trying to get people to play. It's called 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. It's on the PlayStation 4. And I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of random people talking about this. I remember
I see random tweets about it.
Yeah, I see a lot of random people who I don't even think would like this game talk about it. I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I finally went out, I copped it, and I'm playing through it right now, a couple hours into it, and it's the narrative of this game is insane. I'm trying to, I don't know how I can hype this game up without diving into spoilers, but the story gets really insane, seeing it from different characters' perspectives. And it's honestly a game that I think a lot of people have probably never played before. In addition to that, I'm going to name drop another game, which I know a lot of people have played. It's sold millions of copies by now, but I want to speak this to my Xbox brethren out there. If you are on Game Pass and you are looking for something new to play, Nier Automata. Nier Automata, like, I don't think I need to say anything else about that game. But you guys owe it to yourself, especially if a lot of y'all want more Japanese games to come on that system. Because the only reason they brought that game, because I know Phil Spencer saw it doing well on PlayStation. He's like, man, cut them a check, bring it over here. Like, that type of game is what y'all need to play. In terms of, I guess, what I'm watching right now, I mean, I just will say this because, yeah, everybody's seen it, but it doesn't take anything away from it that everyone's seen it. Cobra Kai is, I don't know if any of you guys are like into that or the Karate Kid, but just watching that show and seeing how well it's done, it's going to go down as the best revival of any franchise I've ever seen. And it's so freaking good.
It's true.
That's what's up. Who got it? Who got it next? I know sometimes some people want to go. Some people want to go last. Let me see. Gun to your head. Gun to your head. Snips. What you got this week?
Let's see. I don't have anything new to play. I'm still playing my same old games. Working through Cyberpunk, a little bit of Overwatch, a little bit of Valorant. I did. Oh, you know what? I guess I could admit this now. I gave the game that hurt me the most ever in my entire life. I decided to give it a second chance. I played No Man's Sky again for the first time since launch last week. And I will say the game is in a much, much better place now. So if you're like me, if you got it at launch and you were hurt and you were in pain and you didn't think you'd ever recover, it's okay to open up your heart again, to let No Man's Sky back into your life and give it a play.
You talking about No Man's Sky or Jesus? Come on. I can't tell where you go. You let it back into your heart.
Video games are my religion, okay?
Because he said show us on the door where No Man's Sky hurts.
I can't. We get kicked off the air. But yeah, so I'd recommend go play that. And then for something to watch, a lot of anime coming back. You've got the final season of Attack on Titan has started, so if y'all have been keeping up with that, or if you haven't, go back and watch that. Really good anime. Just basically plot twists and brain explosions every other episode, with lots of people dying along the way. And a fun little anime that's coming back. That time I got reincarnated as a slime is started airing its second season now. That's a real fun one, more lighthearted with some good action and stuff to watch too. So I'd recommend you give both of those a shout.
DallazMan, what you got for the people this week? What should they be checking out and or playing?
Let's see. I haven't been watching a whole lot, but okay, so I'll start with games. If you have a Switch, and you into this type of thing, please play Monster Hunter Rise, the demo. Because like if you like Monster Hunter World in any shape, form, or fashion, if you think that game is dope, but you didn't like, say, any of the other handheld Monster Hunter games, and you weren't a fan of Generations when it came out on Switch, this will remedy that. It's definitely World with a bunch of improvements, but I'll be talking about that in a video that y'all might want to see pretty soon. So, I'll save the details for later. Now, on the side of that, even though, everybody feels a way about this game, I'm not going to deny how I feel about it.
Uh-oh. What do you got? What do you got?
Oh, snap.
Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
Pick it up. Just look. Say what you want, but the game is dope. Like the story's nice, especially if you go about it. I like to role play when I play RPGs. It's literally called a role playing game, and maybe that's adding to my immersion. But
wait, so does that mean you randomly make your pants disappear and fall through the floor of your house?
I do that in real life.
Make trees appear through the entire night. Are you role playing? Are you role playing the game, or are you not role playing?
A lot, actually.
That's why I went sober.
That's why I went sober, because but for real, all things considered, when it's running correctly, it is worth it. That being said, to watch, okay, so if y'all like rap, or if you're one of those weirdos that feel like there's only one type of rap out here and all they talk about is drugs and sex and rock and roll and all that good stuff.
Type of rap.
The best type of rap. Like, if you tired of all of that, check out Whack World. It's 15 minutes out of your life. Tierra Whack, literally for free on YouTube. 15 minutes out of your life, and it's one of the most creative things that you can watch at this moment. Yeah, I'm recommending rappers right now. Also, check out Jid if you need a song. JID, by the way. If you need a song, Ed Nitty. Watch the video as you like. If you listen to it for the first time, watch the video. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah. Check out Team 4 Stars Dragon Ball Abridged. I know they stopped making it. But watch from the beginning all the way to the end. If you've ever been a Dragon Ball fan, it's pretty much the exact same thing, but way funnier. And that's it.
Demi God, what you got, fam? Hugger, what you got? Oh, there we go.
He back.
My mic be going out sometimes, my bad. But I'm gonna recommend the 8th game unbeaten this year, Pumpkin Jack.
Dang, Jack, you working?
Yeah, I got a goal. It's medieval meets Overlord, but with a Halloween theme, and it has some old school platforming sections that spoke to me. I was like, wow, this is really slept on, but really good. Basically, you're the villain trying to take over the Earth, and you're working for the devil. So it's actually really, really interesting. Just Pumpkin Jack, just about his business, and you got to defeat the champion of the Earth. But along the way, you have some crazy boss battles that get interesting as time progresses. And for anime, I am going to recommend Fire Force. A little bit too fan servicey sometimes, but the fights are
No
really
such thing as too much fan service.
Nah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Kill.
It's a lot.
It's one character.
One in particular.
Yeah.
But I will say the animation in that show, like the way they animate the flames and the combat,
It's top tier.
very well done.
Top
And the
tier.
intro is fire.
It takes away
The
some
first
of the build-up
season.
tension.
Yeah.
It takes away some of the build up and tension sometimes with the way they do the fan service, but I enjoy what I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't, just go enjoy Kitchen Nightmares. Gordon Ramsay yelling at people is always great. Somebody
Of
getting
course.
called a donkey and a muppet is the greatest time of your life.
Dude, I'm telling you, that shit is funny. I just go on and watch compilations. Cause cause you know, like when someone's insulting you, you know what they're gonna call you for the most part. But then Gordon Ramsay's just something different. You gotta just pause and think to yourself, like, right? He says something, you're like, I think he insulted me, but I don't know.
Say to me.
It's
You're
British
right.
insults, man, is what it is.
Yo, right, exactly.
Hugger, what you got this week, love? Last but not least, what you got this week? Besides this frog spreading his cheeks.
Hey, yo.
This frog? You don't know who that frog
Kermit.
is? That's
Kermit. Is that how Canadians say
Kermit the
Kermit?
frog.
That's Comet. We love you.
Kermit.
Maybe if you get rid of that US haircut, you can get some bitches on your
There we go.
Put on accent for the end, because if you're listening to this later on, I know you love this accent. If you guys just want to support some YouTube stuff, AGDQ still going on. Awesome games done quick. If you want to watch Sekiro be done in an hour and a half, go watch that. For movies, I've been on my like weird horror movie kick. So the first movie I'm gonna recommend is Midsommar. Great movie. Florence Pugh.
Oh man, that movie.
It messes with your head. You gotta watch it like 2 times to understand, or watch it and then have somebody break it down for you. Great movie. The second one is I'm gonna recommend you watch it when you're in the mental space too, because it's called Nightingale, and it's a revenge tale set in like it's 1805. But it's dark, it's brutal. It shows like the depths of humanity. It kind of reminds me of the Platform that Fame suggested a while back. It's dark.
Platform's lit.
And it plays with your mental health a little bit. So watch at your own caution. And I think you can watch it on Shudder right now. For games, you know, I like to give an indie and a big title. For indie, I'm gonna go Vambrace Cold Soul. Great game. If you played The Darkest Dungeon, it's kind of a game like that. Love it. The game I just finished today, that is the big one, is Dragon Quest the 11, the Elusive Age.
I need to start that.
Phenomenal.
I need to start that.
Good classic, man.
I need to start
so
that.
long. no pause. It's so long. I'm
It is.
65 hours in.
Yeah. Them JRPGs, they don't mess around, man. They're like, oh, you gonna get your $60 worth out of this one, man.
Yeah. Like, it made me cry. It made me think that our mom in there was thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, my brain was so confused, and now I'm just going back to do the cleanup missions and stuff, but go play Dragon Quest. And if you're going to start it now, because there's already Final Fantasy 7, 8, 15.
Basically, Xbox gamers, y'all ain't got no excuses. Y'all
So,
gotta stop playing.
none.
Y'all gotta stop playing Y'all gotta stop playing Sea of Thieves and go pick up some RPGs. That's all I can say, bro.
Right? Like Yakuza's
That's all
kept
I'm
on there.
seeing
Like,
y'all playing is Sea of Thieves.
But
Yeah,
listen.
yeah, sure, it's a great game, but come on.
I'm gonna send my Sea of Thieves to
Yeah.
come eat up your bug snacks. What you talking about?
Whoa.
Throw,
What is this
Bruh.
freedom? Oh God. Why? Why?
why
That's
is
the
that
part
Martin
is-
Luther King?
I'm pretty sure that's actually a real thing.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm
you
not
know
surprised.
it. Every Martin Luther King, they do that.
Jesus Christ. Yo, I really only have one suggestion. It's a game I found on Game Pass. It's pretty dope. It's called Unruly Heroes. If you're into the side scrolling,
yeah.
beat 'em up, games, I think you would definitely enjoy it. Yo, but with that being said, like tonight was hella fun. Like Neo, like you gotta come back some other time, bro.
Oh,
We
yes,
definitely had a ball.
absolutely.
I think one day we gotta record the pre-show because I think we have way too much fun in the pre-show, and
Yo.
we got to record it one day.
Yeah, if y'all wanted just a sneak peek into what the pre-show was, the first thing I saw when I joined this call was just the meme box. I was trying to comprehend what I was looking at right now.
Then I made that R. Kelly joke, so
Oh man,
that kinda
it
threw
got
everything off.
wild, bro. But it set the tone, and that's
Yeah.
what I love. You know?
See, because I used to make a new chat, right? Because we don't want to scare people off. But after a while, I was like, you know what? This is who we are. They're gonna find out real fast.
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
find out real fast.
And I'm just be honest because I've been on a lot of podcasts, and one thing I love is I love to see podcasts that have their own vibe. They've got their own character to it, where you guys just that you accept that this is what it is. Because if I'm being real, we're getting to the point now where every single person and their dog has a podcast.
Yeah.
That's true.
What at the end of the day, it's like you're all talking about the same topics. If it's gaming related, same things. What is going to separate y'all from the others? It's the fact that you guys have great personalities and you have this meme box that literally all you can do, even if you didn't care about the topics, you just look at that meme box and you look at the other people's reactions. And then you see that, they're like, oh man. And that's what I love, you guys.
It's been so many times where
takeaway,
somebody is
guys.
so serious and somebody drops a meme and they're trying to finish their point and the whole panel is laughing. It was like, our bad.
Yeah.
Yo.
But
Yeah,
the
I
biggest
have a small
takeaway we can
theory.
have from you go ahead, you snack attack.
I
On
have
the
a
vending
small
machine.
theory that people would think that we don't take them serious. And that's not the case. We just here having fun. Like everybody is so straight faced at most other podcasts. Everybody just so straight faced, period. Like I said earlier,
Right.
Twitter is the land of who hurt you. So
Yes.
like,
Show us
So-
on the doll.
yeah, we good on it. We doing something different over here.
Well, I think the biggest takeaway we can have, guys, for today, for tomorrow, because we know you're not going to finish it tomorrow, is go play some Persona.
Oh, there you go. Speaking my language right now. There we go. That's how
Listen,
we going to start.
Wait, hang on, you gotta clarify. There is no play some Persona. What you're asking them to do is go to the altar and dedicate
Yes.
the next 150
I'm saying
hours of their life.
Go play
to
some
playing
Persona, because you can get Persona 4 on Steam.
Yes.
You can get
Persona 4
Persona
Golden is
5.
great.
But if you go for Persona 1, 2, and 3, you're looking to spend a couple $100 because
I got
those
Persona
discs are
somewhere. I just
hella
don't feel like
rare.
searching for it.
I'm telling. There we
Even
go,
if
man.
you emulate them,
Mine
you
is
don't have to get-
somewhere. I need to grab it. 'Cause everybody else showing
Go play
theirs.
it.
Show me.
I'm waiting for Persona 5 to come on Steam because
Yes.
I know I'm gonna spend like 500 hours in that. So
Oh,
can't
absolutely.
even-
Atlas is that company that I legit. They don't understand that people like their games, which is so
Mhm.
funny because I'll never forget this. I need to print this out and have it framed on my wall. They said they were pleasantly surprised and shocked that Persona 4 Golden was a top seller on Steam. I'm like, really? What have
think
people
it
been asking for
still
the past 10
is.
years?
Pretends to be
Yeah.
shocked.
I
Yeah.
bet as they typed up that statement, they were lighting a cigar with $100 bill. Like,
Yeah.
we really
Oh,
made them
straight
think
up.
we don't know, but we
Right.
know.
But
Oh,
thank you
God.
to all that came out today. Thank you for Neo for hanging out with us. If you
My
guys
pleasure.
are interested in getting on some of this nonsense, go over to Level 1 Gaming, shoot us an email, shoot us a tweet. We're always here for you guys. Next week, we might have Glizzy God, if he's still down to come. We're just happy you guys are here and supporting us in all our nonsense. And don't forget, Baron, I know you might still be watching. If we get $1,000 on the Extra Life, I'll do 2 horror games and Fame will do a Souls game. He can choose the Souls game and he can play whatever you like.
I'd rather
But
start my OnlyFans.
Extra Life is a year from now, pretty much.
Nobody
We got
would
a
rather you
whole
do
like 10 months. So
Also, Fame, here's the thing. I'm going to give you the cheating tip, okay? I'm going to tell you this so people can hold you accountable when you choose to do this. If you pick one of like Dark Souls 2 or 3, somebody can join your game and help you. You can get help.
What?
Somebody who's
It's
really
gonna be
good.
Neo
also
because
kill you.
it was. This is partly his fault that I gotta play this game. So if I need help in this
I
game,
put that.
yeah.
Listen, I am not the person to
Saturday.
ask, bro. I get through Souls games by the skin of my teeth, bro. You know? So if you want somebody who says,
make it Sekiro.
you might have to be that
Make
one.
it Sekiro.
At least you can. It's more fast paced. It's action.
Bleed in it.
I'm
But special
good.
thanks to Neo for coming out and helping us. And
Fame, you not playing a Souls game until you clinching, bro.
Hey,
he's clenching when he starts the screen up. What are you talking about?
yo, we gonna get up out of
In
here.
the triangle.
Yeah, Fame's got to go poop, people. We got to get it.
You know what it is. Me and the
You gotta
porcelain,
drop a deuce and a half.
me and the porcelain king gotta go talk. But listen. Per usual, everyone handles on the screen. Our guest today, Neo GameSpark, who was freaking awesome. Our first guest of 2021. We started the year off right. His information is on screen. His Twitch, his Twitter, and also I believe your YouTube is the same as right. Neo GameSpark on YouTube as well. Check the homie out. Make sure you guys are following him. With that being said, congratulations. You guys leveled up to 138. This was the WXP podcast. Do not forget, tomorrow it's the Take 2 podcast with Hugger and myself. Friday, the Peep Game podcast with Dallas and Baron. And Dallas gave me a sneak peek of the heat he got for y'all, because you guys know he mixes some stuff together for you guys every episode. And what he got for y'all this week, y'all not ready. You're not ready. It's been real, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Get all your gaming news from level1gaming.com. That's lv1gaming.com. We out, y'all.
사랑해. 안녕.
Peace.